Hey, woke rock stars, welcome back to Anugraha Grace Journey. I'm Anugraha, helping you awaken to your true nature of love, more grace and ease. So today I'm being guided to discuss the whys, whats, and hows of forgiveness. I feel like this message is coming through for us today because we're right here at the holidays. Our social engagements are at their peak. Okay, and so why not have a good dose of forgiveness so that we can remain connected to our higher selves, our highest expressions, right? So we're going to talk about what forgiveness actually is, why it's important, and I'm going to offer some practical tools we can use to forgive more rapidly so we can tap into the goodness or stay tapped into the goodness. All right. And before we begin, let's just breathe 3 nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Just become present. Understand that there's nothing to do but this right here, right now. I used to think that forgiveness was supposed to be as simple as just get over it and let it go. Sounds great. Sounds like a lot of fun. Okay. But if you've ever felt wronged by someone, then you know that it ain't that simple. I feel like if we understand what forgiveness is, what forgiveness actually is, then we can better grasp how to forgive permanently in the moment. All right. So what is forgiveness? It certainly isn't about just getting over it and letting it go. Forgiveness is not about the quote unquote culprit. It's about the energy. It's always about the energy, the frequency. The energy that we feel when we feel wronged in a social setting. And it's about honoring our unique expressions playing out through others in physical form. So why is it important? Because when we put our focus on the quote unquote culprit and not the energy, it keeps the energy attached to the culprit and to ourselves in our thoughts and in our feelings. So when we start to look at it as an energy and not a person, we're able to forgive a lot more gracefully. Basically, when we're focused on the person who the energy felt wrong in the moment, when we focus on them, we keep them in bondage as a villain in our thoughts and in our feelings. And if we're keeping them in bondage as a villain in our thoughts and in our feelings, then we are keeping ourselves in bondage in our thoughts and in our feelings by agreeing that they have power over us. And anything we agree upon keeps it occurring until we start to disagree upon it, okay, and agree upon something else, more from truth. So and lack of forgiveness, this is very, very important, what I'm about to say. Lack of forgiveness keeps us in self-ridicule, which keeps us blocked from love, from joy, from peace, from abundance, from all the good stuff. Now, it doesn't mean that we go back in for a second dose of someone else's unconsciousness. Okay? If we feel as though we need to walk away from a situation to create space where we will feel safe and supported, then by all means we do just that. All right? But it is about honoring ourselves in all forms. That's what forgiveness is. So how do we forgive with more grace and ease? What are some practical methods we can use to forgive more rapidly? In the moment, in a social setting, when we're feeling as though we're being wronged by someone, we're going to start to identify the energy. Take our focus off of the person, take our focus and put it on the energy. What is this energy that I'm feeling right now? We're going to identify it. Why? Because when we identify it, we isolate it, giving it room to move more freely and out of our energetic fields. So we're going to identify, what is this energy? Shame. What is it? Blame, judgment. What is it? Abandonment. Is it lack consciousness? Do I feel like I'm not enough? Do I feel like I don't have enough? Okay, what is this energy that I'm feeling? All right. And once we've identified it, we can tie it to limiting beliefs within ourselves, which is very helpful, which helps us break free right in the moment, or maybe not right in the moment. Maybe it might take a little bit, but at least you have it. You know, you understand. You're understanding yourself, which is key to living in freedom. All right. So once we've identified it, now we're going to go inward. Once again, we're going to go inward and we're going to basically apologize for the other person. It sounds funny, sounds a little weird, but we feel seen and we feel honored, we feel heard in the moment, no matter what's going on around us. We're going to go in that energy and we're going to give it some love. We're going to say all the things that we wished the person would have said to us. I'm sorry you feel blamed. I'm sorry you feel loved. I'm sorry you feel isolated. I'm sorry you feel abandoned. I'm sorry you don't feel like enough. I'm sorry you feel like a victim. But you're not a victim. Because you are free to be. I am free to be myself in all forms. I love you. I love you. We're going to surround the energy with love. And this helps it to move more freely through our energetic field, and we can let it go. So now let's bring up some tools. Let's talk about some physical tools we can use to help us forgive a lot more rapidly and be proactive, okay, in our forgiveness before we get to social engagements. Let's shield up and be ready, right? Light beings. Let's be our light. The first tool that I find very, very powerful is EFT, emotional freedom tapping. If you've never heard of it, it operates similarly to acupressure, where you tap certain pressure points on your body while saying affirming and empowering statements. Brad Yates is an EFT expert. He's the wizard. Check him out on YouTube. He has many videos on many energies you can move right out your field, just like that, in about 5 or 10 minutes. All right. Another tool I use is the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's hard for me to say. Ho'oponopono. There you go. Prayer or mantra. It's an ancient Hawaiian mantra that repeats, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. You can find YouTube videos on that, and that's powerful too. I use that anytime I have a difficult energy day. I put my headphones in on my way to sleep at night, and I listen to that mantra on my way to sleep. And by the time I wake up, it's gone. I'm on to something else. I'm free. Okay. So, in the last one, you guys hear me talk about it all the time. It's the violet flame. It's an energetic flame, it's an energy basically, that we can use that helps us learn how to forgive. And it almost like it starts to help us understand the deeper wisdoms of forgiveness, which what I'm sharing now is coming from, I feel like it's coming from the violet flame, just me constantly decreeing violet flame decrees. And you can find those in all the information about this violet flame on summitlighthouse.org. And that's what I have for today. And I hope it was helpful for you to move through the holidays with more grace and ease. I have some cards. My first card is the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is all about prosperity, both spiritually and materially. So when we start forgiving, I mean really forgiving, when we start doing the inner work, okay, the healing within ourselves, that's the forgiveness there. When we start doing that, then things that occur start to kind of roll off of our energy field, like it doesn't remain stuck. And we tap into the spiritual, meaning we get more wisdom, and we tap into the material abundance, however that shows up for you. The next card I have is Talk to Your Angels. And it says, instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. And believe you me, as soon as so many times I go inward and I just say, help me to forgive. Help me to forgive. All right. So my last card is a blessed heart. Check that out. If you feel that something is missing, look within and you will find it. What is your heart saying? Your heart is the gateway to your soul, and your soul is the eternal you. Know that you are free, protected, and blessed. So,